We have two types here, our disc sander and our belt sander. So the sander is commonly used to shape and smooth rough edges on materials such as aluminum and steel. Specific safety tips. Always keep your workpiece flat on the disc sander table here. If you're trying to sand it halfway up the disc, you're more likely to get sucked in the machine or hurting yourself. And keep your piece flat on the table so it kind of prevents those injuries or accidents from happening. So that brings us to rule number 2. So you want to keep your fingers at least 2 inches away, which is the minimum for this machine, because as for every single machine in the shop, you want to keep your fingers away from the rotating parts as to not injure yourself. This sander can skin your hands right down to the bone. It can hurt a lot, so you just want to keep your fingers away from it as far as possible. So once again, minimum 2 inches. So rule number 3, you don't want to put excessive pressure on the disc sander. If you're using excessive pressure or you're just sanding on one spot on the wheel, can wear down the wheel and increases the chances of the wheel exploding or coming out at you. So the exploding wheel can possibly injure you or other students in the shop. So don't use excessive pressure. So you only want to use the left side of the disc sander right now. Well, always, because the wheel is moving in a counterclockwise direction, as seen by the graphics here made by Mr. Z. Also, this side is cross-hatched, which is saying do not use this side, as once again clarifying that you should not use this side, or you shouldn't use it as it's moving counterclockwise. In the left direction, the wheel will be pushing down against your material, which is giving you the sanding. But if you put it on the right side, it could get shot across the room and injure you or another student in the class. So one thing to keep in mind is that when you're using the disc sander, the material heats up a lot because you're just rubbing it against the wheel. Even though you're moving it back and forth, it can still heat up a lot. So that's why you want to keep a bucket of water close so you can quench it, and it'll prevent overheating and burning your hands. Just another thing to note is don't leave it on the sander table here, as you can knock it off, damaging the machine or just creating a spill in the shop and unsafe conditions. And when you're drawing lines on here, you want to make sure that they're accurate. Right now I'm just doing a freehand curve, but you want to make sure that they're accurate.